think of the passion, God love everlasting. Keep the law of the land and book in case you're asking. Moving forward to the learning and it's free, cause I know that God know the combo go with Sister E. Love talk Sister E, God work Sister E, charity Sister E, let's talk with Sister E. All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we going deep. Love talk Sister E, God's work Sister E, charity Sister E, let's talk with Sister E.
What's going on, good people? My apologies for not coming out here on time, y'all. Let me tell y'all what happened to me yesterday. Y'all want to hear what happened to me yesterday? Do y'all want to hear the story of what happened to me? Tell me if you want to hear it. I need to buy me some headphones, y'all, too, for my setup. But y'all want to hear what happened to me? Eric knows what happened in this city. Y'all, so I decide, somebody said, let everyone know that you're live on this. Yeah, y'all passed the word. I'm live. I apologize for my tardiness, y'all. Y'all know my goal is to do better. My goal is to flood. I just do so much content. My heart wants to do content. But sometimes my body just be like, girl, you're in your 40s. And I'm like, but I want my mind and my heart is in my 30s, but my body sometimes just be like, girl, you go back to sleep. So let me tell y'all what happened. I really didn't mean to do this, y'all. So I decided yesterday. Let me tell y'all yesterday went. And Eric know what happened in this city. And Eric gonna know where I'm finna go with this when I start talking about it. So got up yesterday, threw on a jersey and had on, yes, Sister E wears shorts for y'all saints too. Like wear dresses all the time. I wear dresses, I wear shorts, I wear jeans, but I'm presentable. So I said, oh, it's warm. So I threw my shorts on, threw a t-shirt on, and went out because I was like, man, it is pretty in the city. It was like 81 degrees. So later on in the afternoon, I had a hair appointment. So I've now gotten to the point living in where I live now. Everything I do is in the neighborhood. Eric knows that. When you find you a spot in Brooklyn, everything you need is in the neighborhood. You tend to stay in your neighborhood. I could never understand why mostly Brooklyn, well, New York, especially Brooklyn people don't leave their neighborhoods. And I just like, that's crazy. But when you look up, you got everything, grocery store, beautician, dog groomer, everything in your neighborhood. You just don't want to go nowhere. So everything is in my neighborhood. So I got up yesterday, threw my shorts, kind of walked around, went and threw some clothes in the washing machine because my laundromat is in the neighborhood too. Got me a cup of, I wanted to get me a cup of coffee. I didn't go to the coffee shop. That was my goal. So got done and then came home, got online and said, let me get some content prepared. I came home and did that. So I started, get my lives prepared. I was doing a little YouTube thumbnail for the event I'm gonna have Saturday because I'm gonna do something for Saturday. So I'm sitting here and I said, let me go back. So let me get done. I got all my clothes out the wash machine. My beautician was calling, my stylist was calling me. It's like, when are you coming? I said, I'm on my way. So I got all my clothes out of the dryer, brought it back to my apartment, which is still sitting in a bag right here. I need to fold this stuff. Not done washing because I do 2 sets of washing. I have my clothes, then I wash my bed linen. I try to wash my bed linen every week. That's just a pet peeve I have. I feel like I have to wash my bed linen every week. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a little crazy like that. I'm actually do that after this live. So I changed my bed linen and all that, and I gotta wash my sheets and stuff. I wash my big blankets like once a month. Once a month. I try to wash my big blankets, but my linen itself I try to wash it. So got all my clothes out the dryer and walked down the street. And keep in mind, I still had on my shorts and my tee, my shirt. I was cutie. Get into the beauty shop. Beauty shop was hot as a fan because people weren't prepared for the heat. Next thing you know, it went from 81 degrees to 40 degrees in a matter of minutes. When I tell y'all that temperature dropped so fast that it messed everybody up. The temperature, Eric, didn't that temperature drop? I'm talking about that temperature dropped so fast that I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, I'm happy that I was down the street from my, where I live. So down the street from my building. So I said, let me go home because I actually that night was planning to go to hang out in Manhattan because it was a beautiful day yesterday. It was 81 degrees. I mean, the weather was on point. We was excited. All my I tell you, I got family that lives here too. So well, not family, but some friends that I've known since I was like 19. So they family just about. Um so I've been knowing, my friends since both of them. Um since I was 19. We all sang together in the choir scene and all that. But one in particular I'm very close with because I've known him since I was 19 and we all hung out together. And we all were a part of the same group and all that. And we were like, my group I was part of, we were like tight, thick as thieves. So he lives here now. So me and him hang out. And it's not him, like we're not interested in each other. It's my brother. I call him my brother. So he called me. He said, "Are you getting out?" I said, "You know what? I want to get out." Because I got the text message in the morning. I said, "Okay, let me get my hair done." We ended up hanging out at my place, watching movies, eating, joking, acting silly. I ended up with almost like 5, 6 people here. Y'all, because it was so cold, that weather flipped quickly. Quickly. That everybody was like, "No, we ain't finna go out." Because they was already like in Manhattan. I was like, it's cold. I don't want to go. Then it was raining. It started raining because it was like we had all weather, all seasons in one day. We went from summer to spring to fall back to winter in one day. So it was raining. And y'all know when you get your hair done, I'm not going outside. So I called him and said, "Y'all, I ain't going out. It's raining. I can't risk it. I just paid for my hair. Just hand this woman some money for my hair. So no, I'm not going." So we hung out here. So y'all, I didn't go to, they did not. And see the way my apartment's set up, my common area is big. It has like a big sofa. Um, and then right next to it is my room. My room is huge. I think these called post-war, pre-war apartments are huge. It's the new apartments that's horrible out here. So I actually have a pre-war apartment. So I go to my room, go to sleep, and it was like 4 o'clock. One of my friends ended up falling asleep on one couch. Another friend was falling asleep on another couch, and I'm not one of those tell people get out. So I said, "Y'all want pillows, blankets?" They said, "Cool." So they slept in the. I have like two huge couches, two. I mean, not two, but big couches. So my cousin slept on one couch, and my brother, I call my brother on the other couch, and I was I have like a bar set, not really a bar setup, but I have like an island table with bar stools. Man, I sat over there and watched some show we started watching. I didn't go to bed till like 5 o'clock this morning, y'all. 5 o'clock. I said, I'm finna go get in the bed. I got in the bed. Then everybody, one by one, was knocking on my room door, like, "Hey, open the door, let us out." So they woke me up to, let everybody out. Um, and I let everybody out the house and got back in the bed around 7:30. Y'all, I had overslept with all that being said. Eric, I love to hang out in the city. I love to hang out. Message me. I am the hangout queen on the weekend. Um, but y'all, when I say I just woke up, I'm still sleepy right now. I did not shut because we were acting silly, laughing, joking all night. I yeah, I promise y'all. Yesterday was one big laugh Because I promise you, they said people was in Manhattan freezing because people came out because it was the summer weather, and I would have been one of them. And some just said it's gonna get cold. This weather out here is fickle, real fickle. So with that being said, y'all, my apologies. I'm still half asleep, y'all. But I drank me a Celsius and I should be good, y'all. Um, so I didn't want to not do this because I told y'all my goal is consistently produce content. I gotta I'm trying, y'all. Pray for me. I'm trying to get back into every time I say I try to get back in the swing of things, life just says, life be life. And I'd be like, ugh, I ain't did nothing in a month. And then here come y'all harassing everybody. And then everybody be like, so Steve, when are you coming back? Y'all don't do y'all like that. But that's another thing that I wanted to do when I'm not doing content, allow some of my friends to do some content. They got good information. I know how y'all feel about Don, but sometimes Don gives some good information. So when we have these challenging topics, family don't. That's all I tell them to do. This is the house rule. When they do this content, which I'm consistently having to tell certain people, no cussing. Do not get up here and cuss. BJM cussed. And if anybody know BJM came from Sinetta. So they are uncouth over there. They have no regard. So he came from Sinetta. So BJM, if he comes up here, excuse him. But he respects the rule of no cussing. He be, oh, I'm sorry, sister. No cussing, no yelling at the people in the comment section. Please do not yell at my people. Please do not yell at my followers. If you let them up, please do not harass him, except for Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce, you have free reign to harass the heck out of him. I say this, you have free reign to harass the hell out of Hot Sauce. Excuse my language, but that's in the Bible. Hell is in the Bible. I'm just joking, y'all. Oh, they still out. I still have people here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm telling you, I got a house full of people. My daughter was here too with her friends. So between me upstairs and her friends downstairs, our house was packed yesterday. And you know how teenagers are. I'm not teenagers, but 20-year-olds, they go still hang out. And they kept going. But they in the kitchen loud. But yeah, that's the rule. Don't harass. Hot Sauce, you got free reign over Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce, I'm just joking if you watch it. So it'll be people like Yirmiya, some Santonio. I know Santonio just irks the mess out of y'all. I know. Yirmiya, some Santonio, Don sometimes. Just to keep it good and going. You don't have to like it. If you don't like it, you can just, say, hey, I'll catch y'all later. Because I know some people say we just prefer you, which is fine. But this is just trying to keep it, interesting and allow people to hear other people's perspectives. So if y'all start seeing a few people up here that's not me, the disclaimer is I had the conversation with them to not cuss. And if they cuss, yeah, I have another conversation with them. We working. So let's get it started. People are leaving because they're like, we do not want to hear about your personal life. Let's get it cracking. I'm sorry. I'm coughing because I was drinking something and I almost choked the crap out of myself. All right, so y'all see this? Y'all saw the picture on my thumbnail for this live. You bring Rio in here? I'm gonna go downstairs. I gotta do my homework. All right, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I told y'all my house is lively. So, Eric is like, let's get ready to rumble. Eric is hilarious, y'all. Eric love Israel. Another thing I want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much for supporting the Hebrew way. Beautiful people, beautiful spirits, and I love their hearts. They're such a blessing to me, and I really enjoy their lives. So if you have not caught the Hebrew way, go check them out. Um, and they're good people. Just don't harass them. I say that much. I know I ain't gonna say harass. Y'all know how our people are. But I'm just joking. But okay, let's get to it. So y'all saw my thumbnail, right? I'm noticing a lot of these little thumbnails for the April 5th event is Black people in front of the picture. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all noticed it? Or is it just me? When they have people on it, they're going to always make sure that they have Black faces. They're consistently trying to get us involved in this, and we're not. We're not. Look at the picture right there, the thumbnail that I have for this live. That is a promo for April 5th. That ain't mine. I didn't do that. That's a promo for their event. And they got a Black woman right there in the front of it with a bullhorn. Why? Why are they trying to stir the pot? That's my question. Why they keep trying to make us the face of this? Why? I can't. It says save the date for the People's Veto Day. And it is a Black woman with a bullhorn in her hand. Keep us at this. Black people are all saying it together. Pay attention. For those who have not noticed it, get out of that. Get out of that. There's a Rio in my room, so he under the bed just destroying something. I don't know. At this point, I'm tired. But we, back to my point, they are trying their best to pull us in. So let me play some stuff. So, and they're slowly but surely trying to promote it. They are trying their best to push the propaganda. So hold on. Let's see. So, but Black people overall, they are not. I'm gonna play this video for y'all. And I need to make my own little video. Like I said, y'all, I should have, but I'm so sorry. I got, let me play. Do I really want to play his video? Hold on. Here we are. This is the sentiment of the Black community. I'm going to play a few little snippets of this event on April 5th. It's protest. We need to keep our butts out of it. We gotta keep our butts out of this foolishness, y'all. Because the goal, and before I start talking about it, I'm gonna just get into this. The goal is to get us to respond. If we respond, it can turn into Nightmare on Elm Street for us. That's the best way I can put it. They are looking for us to get into this. And Black people as a whole is like, I'm not in it. Everybody want me to play the ancestor video. So let me go to it real quick. All right. Y'all ready? Oh, let me say my disclaimer before I get hit with a something, because they doing anything now. Photo. It's on my photos. The disclaimer. I have it saved, y'all. I screenshotted it. Let's see. Here it is. My favorites. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, new reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use. I am playing this video for education and research purposes only. All right, let's get it going.
In the United States on April 5th. A million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. A million people.
Sit your black ass down.
April 5th, over 1,000,000+ people will be protesting in the streets. Dear Black people, that doesn't involve you. Sit your little self home. Mind your peace. Mind your business. November 5th, 2024 was our protest. When 92% showed up, that's our protest. If anything were to happen during that protest and there's some Black people in there, you'll be the first to be attacked. Mind your business. Stay home. Go shop in the Black businesses or Black-owned businesses. Watch your favorite show. Shoot. Knit if you have to knit. Do whatever you need to do on April 5th. Stay home. Mind your business.
Now, serious question though. Y'all not tired of marching? They talking about April 5th. A march. Y'all not tired of walking? Now, this is like, what is marching going to do? What is walking around the streets of the Matrix going to do? Just maybe. How about instead of going out there, we go in here? How about we switch it up a little bit, do a little something different for once? If we just eat an entertainment notion that the physical world is the mirror of us, maybe, just maybe, if we went inside ourselves instead of running around in the Matrix, things would instantly change, especially with the amount of energy everybody's putting into this thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Y'all, you're doing the same thing over, and y'all don't see the loop. Y'all don't see the loop over and over. Let's take that energy. Let's go within. Let's power up and watch shit change for real.
And in case y'all were wondering, April 5th is not for us. Yes, millions will be protesting, but our Black asses will not be out there. They are literally calling us to the front lines. Don't.
Welcome back to Peace of Mind, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I just wanted to share this update for some of you who don't have TikTok.
Y'all, I just realized something. Why did I just do my live on the watch party invite? Oh my God. It's choppy. It's getting choppy. Hold on, y'all. Which browser am I using? I'm using this browser. Let me come out of this browser. I'm coming back. Y'all, I am in the wrong live. I'm so mad at myself. This is the April 5th protest. See, this is why I can't schedule early, because, yeah, we're supposed to be over there in that other live. Okay, y'all. Can we go to the other live? I'm telling y'all, I'm tired. I'm working off of Angie. I was hanging out last night like I was 25 and didn't realize I was 48. And I went to the wrong live. I'm so mad at myself. This is my watch party live. Oh, Saints, y'all don't talk about me. I looked up, I said April 5th. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna have to do it new. Oh my goodness. I wonder if people are over. I looked at my live. I said, why does it look like people are waiting? Oh my gosh. Saints, I'm so mad at myself right now. Okay, let me get off of, I'm gonna stay in this live since we're here. Oh my goodness, my brain. Let me go into another live so y'all can hear it. So let me use Chrome. Because again, okay, hold on. I'm a special case. I am a special case. All right, let me switch browsers because the browser is the reason everything is so choppy. So enter in the wrong live. I am such a slow kid. Okay, here I come. Y'all, I am so slow. I promise y'all, I feel like I'm real. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna stay right here. Since we're here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to change the name of the other live and reschedule it to another day. And we'll reschedule it for the upcoming event. I promise y'all. I promise you know what? I'm getting too old. I want to hang out like I'm 17 and 48 that kicked in right now. I didn't went to the so since this is choppy, I'm a okay. All right. I'm not going out Friday night though. We're gonna do this other event. Let me share. I feel like a doof right now. Okay, so I'm gonna reshare the video.
United States on April 5th. 1,000,000 people.
Sit your black ass down.
I'm replaying the video because it was choppy.
April 5th, over 1 million plus people will be protesting in the streets. Dear Black people, that doesn't involve you. Sit your little self home. Mind your peace. Mind your business. November 5th, 2024 was our protest. When 92% showed up, that's our protest. If anything were to happen during that protest and there's some Black people in there, you'll be the first to be attacked. Mind your business. Stay home. Go shop in the Black businesses or Black-owned businesses. Watch your favorite show. Shoot, knit if you have to knit. Do whatever you need to do April 5th, but stay home. Mind your business.
Now, serious question though. Y'all not tired of marching? They talking about April 5th of March. Y'all not tired of walking? Nah, I'm dead serious. Lock in. What is marching gonna do? What is walking around the streets of the Matrix gonna do? Just maybe. How about instead of going out there, we go in here? How about we switch it up a little bit, do a little something different for once? If we just even entertain the notion that the physical world is a mirror of us, maybe, just maybe, if we went inside ourselves instead of running around in the Matrix, things would instantly change, especially with the amount of energy everybody's putting into this thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Y'all, we doing the same thing over and y'all don't see the loop. Y'all don't see the loop over and over. Let's take that energy. Let's go within. Let's power up and watch shit change for real.
And in case y'all were wondering, April 5th is not for us. Yes, millions will be protesting, but our Black asses will not be out there. They are literally calling us to the front lines. Don't do
Welcome back to Peace of Mind, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I just wanted to share this update for some of you who don't have TikTok and who's not aware of what's going on. Hope you guys are staying prayed
of protests, but I did research and looked more into April 5th, and I completely agree. Black people, sit your ass down. Like, usually I'm not a part of protests, but I do a lot of media and I document protests. So usually I'm out on my bike just documenting the whole thing. But in this case, I don't even want to get out and document it. Because let me just explain the whole.
I agree with that because I think, because at first I was like, man, this would be the best time for me to document a historical event. Y'all, when I tell y'all I got the travel gear, I actually have the travel gear. I would have used my phone and then just would have been recording it as I went and then uploaded it and played it later that night or either went live. But my concern that any black face that's down there, they're going to capitalize on it. They're going to utilize us as that the aggressor when we probably just recording it. You probably going to see some black content creators after recording the event, and the aggression from the police department will be directed at us, especially NYPD. NYPD is a different breed. I come from the South, but NYPD is different. And it'd be our folk, but it'd be the ones that are non-FBA, which is non-Foundation Black American. It'd be the ones that look like us, but are from other countries. And that's what I hate. And you'll see them pull us over quickly. And I'm like, they don't like y'all as much as they don't like us, but they'll find out eventually. Some of them finding out now. But because those are the ones that Trump are going after them, trying to send them back. But thinking about it, I was like, man, that'll be cool. But then I was like, I'm gonna stay at home because ultimately any black person, if it be with a phone, they'll see it as a sign of aggression. So I'm gonna stay at home. I'm gonna stay at home. But yeah, he's right. Even if you're just recording it, it's not gonna be safe. Yep, NYPD will set us up. They waiting. They waiting. Y'all gotta understand, man. NYPD is a different breed. I'm from the South, and I be like, NYPD is doing the most. I'm from the South. I'm near Tennessee and Mississippi, Arkansas. Deep South, dirty South. When you got white sheriffs that be coming, these folks here, man, I'll be like, y'all doing the most. But let me keep playing. But yes, black content creators, we even need to probably stay out of it. We need to stay out of it. Not probably, definitely.
Logic behind this. For some reason, right, every time there is a protest that involves black people, it's okay. But every time, and historically, you can look this up, every time black people try to protest, for some reason, like, the police see it as a red alert. They see it as, okay, we need to use force. And literally, you can put two groups of people, black people, and whomever you want to choose, and let them protest the same way, and somehow the force will only be used against black people. And it makes perfect sense for black people to feel this way about this protest. Like, even though we all might be a little different as black people, we all on one page when it comes to peeping game, and we all see exactly what y'all trying to do. And this is something you have to understand too, right? So you have a large group of, Trump supporters. So they automatically gonna feel that any protest against their president is unpatriotic or some sort of threat. And a lot of those Trump supporters are crazy. Like, they're gun-toting crazy supporters. So if you put them in a position where they see large groups of people protesting against him, whatever's going on in the world, they immediately take offense to it. But if you put them in a position where a large group of black people are partaking in that protest, they immediately see violence.
I know we watched this video before for some of those that look like, why are we seeing this video again? This is a reminder. Stay out this. And I wanted to kind of get into some of his points. They see us as the aggressor. The aggressor in the sense of the word, they still see us as we need to keep our mouth shut and our heads down. They do it a different way. They still think that we are ninjas. I'll say it like that. And we have no voice. We are human capital. I mean, they don't see us as humans. So when we get out here, we can just be standing there with signs. Just because we push back, it's like, how dare you push back? And that's the aggression. The aggression is we're saying no. And then too, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm so sick of these liberals. I've had it, because we'll stand in solidarity with them on things. But when we get in these private spaces, that's not the same sentiment we get. When we get in these workspaces, it's not the sentiment we get. When we go into these restaurants, it's not the sentiment we get. Going to these gentrified neighborhoods, definitely not the sentiment we get. Understand that gentrification is not the conservatives. I keep telling y'all, gentrification is these liberals. If you go look at these neighborhoods like Bed-Stuy and all of this, it's gentrified now. When you look at the votes, when the presidential election was going on, they were 100% supportive of Kamala. But at the same time, they talk out of both sides of their neck. I'm just so sorry. Conservatives, at least they see me as a ninja, and I know where we stand. Liberals are sneaky as heck. Long as we're fighting the cause for them so they can obtain the benefit. I've experienced a form of racism from a straight white man and a gay white man. Both of them in the workplace. Been stabbed in the back. In fact, the straight white man, he was all right. It's the gay white man that was trying to stab me in the back. And one thing I've learned when I was looking online, that they have racism within their own community. But with that being said, liberals are no different. Liberals just, they tell you it's a gift, but it's a dagger, and they'll stab you in the back. And they'll stab you in the back and say, we're doing this for your own good so you can have access. No, liberals pushing free money, no baby daddy, so they can keep us away from their neighborhoods. Because the neighborhoods you go into in New York that are gentrified, I kid y'all not, a lot of them be the gay neighborhood, the neighborhoods that are predominantly white, liberal, gay, all those different, some of them neighborhoods, I'd be like, wait, hold on. Why is y'all rent so high? Why is the cost of the house high? They don't, it's a game, y'all. It's a game. It's just this different type of racism. The one is blatantly, the other one is kind of smiling as they're stabbing you in the back. Tell you, these corporate space utilize DEI, a lot of the benefits was to the white woman. It was to the white woman. That is liberal and consider themselves liberal. Great example. Have y'all seen American Horror Story? And you remember the episode of American Horror Story when they were the lady was Sarah Paulson, because I used to love that show. It's gotten twisted. It was twisted then, but I don't really watch it that much. But they had the one season where they were dealing with the presidential election, and I think she was a gay woman in this, and they were they were I guess it wasn't Obama, but it was a Democrat they wanted to vote for. And they were so paranoid about Trump. But then she flipped it when she saw black people. She was getting scared in the show. So you saw the liberal, because understand, the liberals are looking at opportunity and benefits for them, not us. And she was looking at the benefits that she could have gotten as a gay woman in the show. But when she saw black people walking down the street, she would freak out. Y'all, I remember that show. And I was sitting there, I was like, they tell in our face that they don't care about us. These policies, they really ain't for us, it's for them. They benefit from all this. So these are the same people that want us to get out here on April 5th and walk the streets with them and hold signs with them. And if the police come, that's the only time they'll really defend us, if the police come at us. But let us walk around your neighborhood in the middle of the night with a black sweatshirt, hoodie on, and I scare the heck out of you. You're going to call the police. And I could be walking across the street and go to the store and give me something to drink. Could be doing that. Could be giving me something to eat. But, man, don't get it twisted. They care nothing about us. So they want us to be the fuel to their campaign because they're losing their rights. Let them lose their rights. And that's where black people are. Fine, take affirmative action away. I didn't benefit. Fine, take DEI away. I didn't benefit. Fine, bring segregation back. I'll benefit from that because integration hasn't done anything for me. Fine. And then guess what? If you do that, guess what? We have our own black spaces, our own black think tanks. Leave the coonish people out. But we have our own. So guess what? I don't care. So you notice the conservatives really ain't talking about it. It's the liberals that keep putting it in our face. They're going to take your rights away. What rights? What rights? I mean, have right where you just can't, a police officer just can't come up and put a noose on the tree and hang me. You can't do that no more. Well, you can't, but they still do it. Klan can't come outside my family's house anymore and have a burning cross in the middle of the yard. Can't do that no more. Because one, you're going to catch them bullets. Klan ain't doing it because of the legal ramifications. No, you dealing with a different type of black person. So they're very mindful, because if you put a burning cross in Jackson, Mississippi, or in Memphis, Tennessee, in the middle of someone's yard, you're going to catch them bullets. So we're dealing with a different breed, different type of black people. So it's not that they don't want to do it. They know they can't. But so yet and still, liberals are liberals, pretty much. They're just, they really don't care. So they want us to fuel this. So they're pushing April 5th. Trump is going to take your rights away. Nope, Trump taking yours away. You won't be able to go into the same spaces. I don't like the same spaces. I just don't want to go. You can't do this. Don't care. Never had a chance to do this. You have, we really want to bring our black families together. So no, I don't really care about them taking away government assistance. Truth be told, black people now have become less dependent on government assistance. It's more of white America. So you can't trick us with it. That's a trick bag that we don't fall for no more. Oh, they're going to take away your fertility rights. Don't care. We really didn't go to none of them. Though we really don't care. We'll have our children. Heck, some black people look like more children, more extra money I get. I'm just joking. That's the old school thinking. But when you're out here trying to go get abortions, y'all the ones. Y'all don't want to destroy your plans. Can y'all hear me? Because my Wi-Fi look like is acting up. You don't want to go destroy your dreams and aspirations, so you go and fill those clinics up. So close them down. I don't care. And that's where black people are right now. And it's not fueling the protest, because I kid you not, if we get in the streets with them one time, game changer. So it's a trick bag. It's a trick. And we look at it like y'all trying to set us up. One thing about black people, we collectively think like this. When we see a setup, we see a setup. Like, this is a setup. You will have those unaware black people that we know that thinks that Tommy or Brad or Becky or John is their best friend, and actually sometimes they come up missing, like the black woman who was at that party with all those white women and she came up dead. We got those. You got to be careful. Don't let nigger on the. I mean, I did that once where I went to a party and I was on the only black face, but understand, I still was calling my friends like, look, y'all, these cool people, but I'm the only ninja in the room. And I rest assured, they said, wait, I'm at such and such and such and such. They knew the address where I was. They knew while I was there, they was calling me, checking up on me. And then when I left. They knew I was leaving. I was on the phone with them as I was leaving. We was on code, my crew, because we were a small town. And it was but it was so many black people in that small town. But it's gonna be some not gonna be on code, but we on code. We can see a setup. We could see a setup a mile away. We like, this is a setup. And one thing about black folks, we get paranoid and be like, no, I'm not even gonna go to the store. I'm finna sit in the house. Man, on code. So we saying, stay out this. We shall, somebody said you had your tag on. That's so funny. We shall not be the fuel to your protest. So I continue on.
And even if there isn't any sort of violence, they will incite violence.
Yep.
They will literally start the violence and somehow migrate to only wanting to act on black people. That's why a lot of black people are saying it's one out. Because one thing that needs to be understood is we already had the Million Man March. If you're not familiar with the Million Man March is, look it up. We already had our grandfathers, great grandfathers, dads. They did that. And that was already millions and millions of black men. So we did that already. But in today's climate, with how crazy some of these people are, we're not doing that. Black people want to just be out the way and let everybody else do what you need to do. Because if anything pops off, let it pop off with those people. Don't let anything pop off and somehow we get pulled into it, but we suffer the most damage out of everybody. Because they'll do that. It's almost like they're waiting for that. You already got this weird segregation stuff that's going off. So it's like, why that before this? And I'm already hearing echoes over the internet out of all the days they plan on banning TikTok again on April 5th. Why? And when we already have kind of opened that rabbit hole of when they ban TikTok is because they want to suppress information. And out of all the days on April 5th, why would TikTok, the most universal connecting platform, social platform, why would it be shut off that day? Out of all the days. Because hypothetically, let's say TikTok was banned on April 5th and all these protests was popping off. You wouldn't really know what's going on. You couldn't be on the Midwest looking over to the east. You couldn't be to the west looking over to the east and seeing these crazy forms of whatever the protest has to offer. So just those two things alone is suspect. But I completely understand why all black people are saying, hey, we not doing this shit. I agree. I don't want to be that. And like I said, I'm usually used to being out and stuff like that, documenting, but not this one. Because what also needs to be understood is that there's people that they want to act upon their impulses, but they can't because they still got a pinch of sense in there that tells them, hey, I can't just do this against a particular group of people because I know how it's going to look. I know that it's going to threaten my job, my career, my friendships, all of that. But if you give them a perfect scenario, they can act upon their impulses. And another thing is that if we as black people set out this protest, they will make the protest what it's about, right? It will be what it's supposed to be about. But if we involve ourselves, they will take the universal reason for what the protest was about and they will make it about black people. They will do that. And we don't need that happening again. This has happened once before. You remember back then when everybody was doing the Black Lives Matter protest, right? And those were solely protests for Black lives. It was so obvious, right? You know how much backlash that got because for some reason everybody wanted to make it a universal thing. It was a protest about Black people. But everyone wanted to universally make it about everything. They wanted to make it about everybody. No, all lives matter. We get that, but this is a Black people thing. Well, see, we learned from that. And we learned to not make things about ourselves around a lot of y'all. Because when we make stuff about us around y'all, y'all make it about everything else. So now it's the reverse Uno. Now we out of it. So y'all can't say they're making it about themselves. Nope, we're out of it now. Black people, we're out of it. So now everybody else that's involved in it, make it about what it's about, which is the corruption and Trump and all that. We actually doing y'all a favor. So if you're Black, sit your ass down on April 5th. Don't go out. Don't do it. Nope. Let them do that. You stay at home. You find something to do. A good movie, some food, a video game, whatever. Take up a trade, a new book, whatever. You stay your ass home. Let them make this about what it's about. Don't let them tell us, oh, you're making it about yourself, because that's when the problems is going to start. No. Nope.
So there's going to be a protest on April 5th, and I got a message for Black people. Sit your Black ass down. You better stay home. Wrap yourself up in your most comfiest comforter. Pour yourself a glass of wine or make hot cocoa if you have to. But you stay your lovely, dark, luscious self in the motherfucking house. I better not catch your ass out on April 5th or else I'm going to put my 8-inch foot up your ass. Do you understand me? Stay Black, stay beautiful, stay alive, stay humble, and live your motherfucking life, okay? The only thing that you should be doing on April 5th is trying to book airplane tickets to the Bahamas right now, okay? Yeah, there's a sale going on. There's some good deals at the airport, so get it while you can. But stay your Black ass out of this. This is not our fight.
Look, you know what I'm doing April 5th? I am going to. I would we all might hang out in my house, but then I don't want my friends to get in the streets trying to get. But well, no, yeah, that might be a bit much because a lot of us live in Brooklyn, but a couple of us live in New Jersey. Nobody lives in Manhattan. It's crazy. None of my friends live in Manhattan. All of us live either in New Jersey or Brooklyn. Come on. Are you gonna stay? Or are you going out? Y'all, hold on. Rio is having a moment. I'm shutting the door. Go under the bed. So I'm gonna sit at the house, watch me a few of my shows, start getting caught up on shows because I got a few shows I want to get caught up on. I might do a little laundry, do a live with y'all, because we're gonna watch it, because it's finna get revved up starting Friday night. Get y'all popcorn, get y'all ice cream. I had some ice cream last night, y'all. Late at night. I'm too old for that. I said my stomach finna be toe up. But yeah. Go somewhere. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke, but we not. Somebody said get an apple. Timothy is healthy. I'm gonna get me some, my snacks, and we're gonna watch it go down because, and it might not go down because Black people are on code. Understand that if April 5th is not successful, they're not done. Don't ever think they done. They got to figure out another way to do it. Man, I'm not forgetting that. You're not finna lock me up and put me in some strange camp. Because think about it. They're trying to find one, with the migrants, they pushing them out. The next phase is try to get us somewhere in a camp or a tournament camp or concentration camp. That's their next goal. They're going to try to do something. And this is the fuel that they need to say, Black folks in the middle of the street cutting up because we're shutting down all the civil rights museums. Okay, shut them down. You know, it's not going to upset us. So they're doing all these things because DEI is really directed towards us. But when we unmoved and unwavered, we just look. We can look at it like this: if we make it through these 4 years, and a Democrat come in, he gonna reopen everything that y'all shut down. That's a big if. Even if we make it the way these folk acting. But we're so unbothered that if Russia and China came over here, we'd probably like, okay, what I'm supposed to do. We just unbothered. And it's it's bad for them, not for us. We fought the wars. We've been in the middle of y'all wars. You want to fight for your country? My country won't even fight for me. Everything in this country is built because of us. If anything, I'm more American than you. It was my ancestors that kicked off the party with America because y'all couldn't do it. Y'all needed us to do it. So if we want to say somebody's American, I'm more American than you because my ancestors built this country. So, but you know what? As we were the ones built it, we will watch y'all tear it apart and just sit there and just chill. We won't destroy it. Y'all won't destroy it because y'all ready to fight each other now. But y'all need us to be the fuel. We're not going to be that fuel. So let's see what they're saying on MSNBC about this.
Supreme Court for the Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. A Democratic president is now poised to put a justice on the U.S. Supreme Court for the first time in more than a decade. As soon as this week, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson will be confirmed to the court with bipartisan support. And that's despite the best efforts of some Senate Republicans who tried to essentially assassinate Judge Jackson's character by painting her as sympathetic to child abusers. The behavior by Republicans in the House and in the U.S. Senate, particularly at the hearings, has been disturbing. Shocking language and rhetoric used as a political smear by people who, well, know better.
I want to make certain that we protect children and that we continue to do our best effort to protect children. I also want to make certain that we're going to have judges on the federal bench and justices that are going to protect those rights of children.
Significant concern has been raised by myself and others about Judge Jackson's pattern in sentencing criminal defendants guilty of either possession or distribution of child pornography.
We're talking about 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds and 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds. He's got images of these. The government said added up to over 600 images, gobs of video footage of these children. But you say this does not signal a heinous or egregious child pornography offense.
Just to be clear, that pattern that Cruz was talking about was nonsense. It was no different than many other federal judges, some of whom Republicans, some of whom sailed through confirmation. And of course, not every Republican senator joined in that despicable behavior. In fact, 3 of them said they would vote to confirm Judge Jackson. And for that crime, those senators were attacked by Republican Party star Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who said they were being, quote, pro-pedophile. Pro-pedophile. When Greene first joined the House, her overt sympathies for the QAnon conspiracy theory, which believes that Democrats, the so-called deep state, and the media are secretly part of a massive child trafficking ring, that was a big deal. She had to go back and delete a bunch of posts, and it was something of a political problem for Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. But alas, as time has moved on, the party's only moved towards Greene and embraced QAnon. And that's why they tried to make Judge Jackson's hearing a referendum on whether you are not, in Marjorie Taylor Greene's words here, pro or anti-pedophile. That's what it is. Republicans are cultivating this. Have been for a long time. You could trace it back to the 2016 election when the so-called conspiracy theory came into being, which emerged out of the hacked emails that were published. And that.
Now, you heard that there are other judges that deal with these type of offenses the same. But this happens to be a Black woman. You see what's going on? Y'all see what they're doing? This is more of a reason to stay out this. This is more of a reason for us to stay out of this, because as I feel, pedophilia, they need to be castrated. Pedophiles need to be castrated. If you believe in child pornography, you need to be castrated, and you need to have all your sexual feelings removed. You need to be numb to the concept of any form of sexual behavior if you believe in pedophilia. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in that, because you are a danger to you are a major danger to our children, to children overall. So that's my stance. Remove their genitalia and hang them in the public square. I just do that. But there's a process, a due process. Well, let's first talk about your ancestors in child pornography. Some of those slave masters was messing with children. Did I say that? It was known that they did they were doing child pornography. George Washington. Oh, did I say that out loud? They had a little appetite for little black baby, little children. All these slave masters had a little appetite for little black children. Now all of us, come on now. If you want to shut down history, deal with that history. Some of this system was built on trafficking children and adults, but also, come on now, stop playing the game. Stop playing the game. Ain't nobody stupid, but yet and still, they're using a black face as saying this woman is. And if she's giving them lighter sentences, she needs to sit down. But I don't think she's doing that. I think they all make a decision. And I think all of them make certain decisions. If you look back at their track record, it would make you question them. So yeah. Just know that, I think they're going to utilize us. Anything go wrong, you're going to see our faces. This is why we got to stay out of these fights. Don't get in it. I'm going to finish playing this.
At bizarre and inscrutable theory alleged that Hillary Clinton and prominent Democrats ran a child sex and sacrifice ring out of the basement of a poverty-based pizza restaurant called Comet Ping Pong Pizza, which, by the way, doesn't have a basement. But the conspiracy percolated in far-right media. And then this happened.
Under arrest in Washington, 28-year-old Edgar Welch, accused of firing an assault weapon inside the Comet Ping Pong Pizza restaurant. Welch allegedly told police he came to investigate Pizzagate, an internet rumor alleging a Clinton campaign child sex ring.
An armed man gets himself to the pizza shop and shows up with an assault rifle, which he fired because he had been told and believed that the Democrats were running a satanic child sex ring in the building's non-existent basement. Yeah. That man, by the way, 4 years in jail by none other than then District Judge Ketanji Jackson.
IRS e-file is now open. Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free.
But here's the thing. Republicans were and still are actively cultivating the dangerous beliefs that individual held. According to one recent poll,
reason I'm playing this, y'all, I want y'all to see the political sentiment right now. I want y'all to see what's going on right now. Everything is heightened. But guess what? They're going to attempt to make us the face of the problem. We get after that act of fool. On April 5th, we're going to be the problem. Just pay. But it's already a pressure cooker. But they need somebody to blame, people. That's why they want us to. That's why we finna sit this one out. I'm not in it. I care nothing about what's going on with Elon Musk or Trump. Have at it, y'all. We not finna fight it. Take all of it away. we get out there and fight because we find something about something we never truly had rights to, yeah, we setting ourselves up for the fall. Let me continue on.
16% of Americans, that's 16% of Americans, not a majority, but a sizable amount, believe, and I quote, the government, media, and financial worlds in the U.S. are controlled by a group of Satan-worshiping pedophiles who run a global child sex trafficking operation. Think about your belief system to answer yes to that question. 20% of the Republican Party identify as QAnon believers. Now, these Republican politicians and their allies in conservative media cannot just come out and say, there is an evil cabal of liberals running a child sex trafficking ring around the world dominated by George Soros, the Rothschilds, and the Clintons, and they also worship Satan. They realize they sound nuts. So instead, they find these not so clever ways to play footsie with the people that do believe that make up at least a quarter of the base of their party. Like accusing Judge Jackson of being sympathetic to child abusers, wink, wink. Or adopting the slogan, save the children, which of course sounds perfectly noble, innocent enough on its face, but as Associated Press reports, has actually become a dog whistle to QAnon supporters. Or, more recently, through vague allegations of grooming, an age-old smear to imply that members of LGBTQ community are trying to prime children for sexual abuse. That appears to be the case in Florida, and the basis behind the state's so-called Don't Say Gay bill, which prohibits the discussion in class of sexual orientation or gender identity.
Ding, 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 ding. This is why they want us to protest in the streets. But they need us to be the fuel. Some of their policies are being rolled back. But yeah, some of their policies. So in most cases, we need y'all to go on the street with us. Not getting in it.
Classrooms for young children. Now, some Republicans will try to lie and say the law is about parents' rights or other nonsense. But Republican Governor Ron DeSantis' spokesperson gave away the whole game. She, sort of like Marjorie Taylor Greene, wasn't quite with it enough to kind of keep it quiet. She said, the bill that liberals inaccurately call Don't Say Gay would be more accurately described as the anti-grooming bill. And quote, if you're against the anti-grooming bill, you're probably a groomer. Or at least you don't denounce the grooming of 48-year-old children. Silence is complicit. I want everyone to focus on what she is accusing people of here. There it is. She said the quiet part loud. If you don't agree with the bill, you are actively cultivating young children to sexually abuse them. Everything you don't like is the work of this nefarious cabal of pedophiles who are literally attempting to institutionalize systematic sexual molestation of children. If you're a Democrat, you're either a pedophile or a pedophile sympathizer. If you're a gay teacher who mentions, going away with your husband this weekend, you're doing the same. And this rhetoric, it's not fringe. That's the spokesperson, Ron DeSantis, become omnipresent in right-wing media. Just this past week, Fox News had a collective meltdown accusing Disney, the Disney Corporation of all companies, of grooming children.
If you really want to talk to a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old about their sexuality in gender, that's on you. You're a pervert. You're a weird.
They want to sexualize our children and our children's childhoods for their own political agenda is incredibly disturbing.
Why not just rename the roller coaster, Sex Mountain? Come on, kids, it'll be a blast.
Okay, there's a lot to say about this, but by the way, go.
Can we be honest? Disney does have weird sexual innuendos. I've seen it. As an adult, I look at certain shows and be like, wait, hold on. Did they really say that? That's the same thing with the guy with Nickelodeon and Disney, where kids are being mistreated. Have y'all seen that documentary? And the kids would talk about how they would have weird sexual innuendos with these kids shows. I was talking to my daughter about that. We were talking about all her shows that she used to watch as a little kid, and she said they did have weird little jokes that when you look back at it, it's kind of weird. But With that being said, y'all, the whole purpose of April 5th is to make us the fuel. Y'all see what's going on right now. But all the while we're doing this, we got these things going on. I'm finishing. I'm trying to give y'all a picture of how this can turn into a disaster. And they wanted to turn into a disaster. Because let's say the protest happened. Let me show you something else. Y'all get what I'm saying though? Am I off topic? Do y'all get where I'm going? Let me share really quick. This came out in San Francisco a day ago. A protest against anti-Semitic flag displays on South Bay Highway overpass took an unexpected turn Friday as demonstrators discovered that the group they believe responsible had nothing to do with it. Y'all see this? I'm play this. This stuff is, people are just now looking for anything, and stuff is finna go left. We don't need to be in the room when it does.
They say they have identified and interviewed a man wanted in connection with a swastika flag that was left hanging on a freeway overpass in Morgan Hill.
Well, this afternoon, a protest took place at that overpass in response to the discovery of that flag. And demonstrators learned that a group of Trump supporters who they believe were responsible for hanging the flag over Highway 101 in Morgan Hill actually had nothing to do with it.
KTVU's Zach Sauce attended that protest this afternoon. He joins us now here in the studio. And Zach, how did this all get worked out?
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable, actually. This is a protest that was being watched over by the CHP. It started out with both sides on either side of the bridge blaming the other for putting up that flag. Then, as I was in the middle of interviewing a counter protester, a CHP officer suddenly comes over and says, the other side wants to talk to you.
We are proud Americans.
Almost every Friday, you'll find J.W. Payne and other supporters of President Donald Trump's MAGA movement stationed here on the Burnett Avenue 101 overpass in Morgan Hill.
We are tired here in California not being heard.
Normally, they're the only group here, but this week on the other side of the bridge,
we want to make sure that the diverse community of Morgan Hill feels safe to go out, do their business. They don't have to worry about hate groups like Nazis, neo-Nazis.
Raimundo Armendariz organizing the counter demonstration after a flag bearing a swastika appeared on the overpass last Friday. His group assumed that the folks back on the other side were responsible.
It was utter shock because that is not what we stand for.
There's no reason for us to have done that. America has been a nation.
Put this here. And somebody possibly, I think, somebody put that there with the intent to start a fight. Y'all see what's going on? They standing there. Trump's wasn't even a little questionable. But there's some actors here, I think, that's trying to ignite something. Because they like, we didn't have that there. Now, all of a sudden, the other side had, was protesting against them because they said that they pulled a swastika sticker up and they said we didn't have to do with it. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? They want us in the middle of this stuff. And it was a mistake. Just think if we would have been in the middle of it, got into it with these people and found out it wasn't them, and guess what would have happened to us? We would have been the bad guy. I'm going to keep playing it.
Of which has fought against such, for us to have done that.
Shock, because that is not what we stand for.
There's no reason for us to have done that. America has been a nation of which has fought against such tyranny.
Then something unexpected happened.
As a Christian, I'm telling you, it was disgusting.
I didn't come here because you guys are MAGA Trump supporters. I care less. You guys have the right to support whoever you want to.
We agree with you.
And you have the right to vote however you want. Correct. We came here because of the swastika.
Both sides meeting to hash it out after it was discovered that an alleged instigator not affiliated with either group was responsible for putting up the anti-Semitic flag.
Instigator.
The banner later turned over to the Santa Clara Sheriff's Office.
I want you to know, that was disgusting.
So we won't be back if there's no Nazi flags. We're not planning on coming back.
Both sides able to come to an understanding. That's not to say that they agree on everything now. Far from it.
Just where we're at right now goes against who I am and who a lot of people are in America, and that's just not okay.
Our money should go for Californians. Our money should go to Americans, not having a whole bunch of people coming in from different states and different countries.
But the protections afforded by the First Amendment?
We agree 100%.
And in terms of the
Y'all catch that? Instigators. 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 That's what we're going to be dealing with. Instigators. Y'all see what's going on? They were getting ready to go after and act a fool, and they want us to act a fool. Do you think instigators, they done? They finna be instigating all April 5th. And we're the fuel to that instigator's fire. That was a small protest that if we would have bought into it and got in the middle of the street and fought with the people because you put a swastika and not know the whole story and found out them folks said, we didn't put that up, and found out it was an instigator that did it. Y'all see what I'm trying to show y'all? Y'all see exactly what I'm trying to show y'all. Somebody is in the back. Somebody is in the back stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. Somebody is in the back trying to instigate something to cause problems. Stirring the pot. Somebody's stirring the pot, causing people to fight amongst each other, to cause people to go into, I'm talking about a fight. Somebody is doing this. It's a plot. It's a plot to cause and to blame us. They want fighting. They want war, but they need somebody to blame. That's key. They need somebody to blame. So the best thing to do is get instigators out here, get black people, fuel the fight amongst them. And then once we fuel this fight, it can go left. And guess what? We are going to, I hate to say it, we are emotional people. We run with a narrative sometimes. We do. And when we run with it, what happens? Because I've done it. You end up looking like a fool because you didn't started something. And your intent was good, but because you want to be engaged and you're mad and you're angry and it's a bunch of, you get out there, you act a fool. Guess what? Black folks did it. The protest was going fine until this group of black people came. And then guess what? It'll be our fault. Stay the heck out of this, y'all. Because the instigators are going to be there. The instigators are going to be there. The instigators are going to be the ones pushing and pushing to get us to respond. And once we respond, let the chaos begin. Okay, you notice that we ain't been involved. Ain't nothing happened. I mean, we're seeing, pockets of things, but we really ain't been involved. And it's been kind of quiet and chill. Let Trump do what Trump gonna do. You can't change it. Just deal with y'all decision. But the best way to do that is create internal fighting and using us as the bodies to start it. The liberals will be like, no, treat black people like that. And then you have this conservatives saying it's our fault. But all in all, they're going to fight. And neither one of them really cares about the agenda of the black community or the plans of the future of the black community. This is why we're saying we're sitting it out. But y'all see how bad that could have went. And that was a small one. If you notice, that was a very small protest. That wasn't a big protest. This protest on April 5th is worldwide. And Gardis said something that is still with me. He said, who is organizing this? We don't know who the organizer is. Nobody has mentioned the organizer. The organizer is not even a conversation piece right now. Nobody has talked about who's organized this. Oh, definitely. They will provoke us, y'all. Their goal is to provoke us. Because once we're provoked, that's it. That's it. We finna lose it. They pushing our buttons. They are pushing the black folks' buttons to one of us make an unaliving attempt on you know who. Yeah. That's what they want. They want us to go. They want us to go in. They want us to cut up. They want us to get in the middle of the streets and act a fool. They want us to. They want us to. Correct. They like to separate themselves red, blue, in their political belief, which is all BS. Correct. This is BS. They don't, whatever. But they want us in the middle of the streets. We are the fuel to their protest fire. No, find you somebody else. Because if they hurt us in the street, Trump is known as the bad guy. They pull Trump out of office because he incited war in this country. Or we have a divide. They're going to bring back all of those policies because of the black bodies that died in the street. They love to sacrifice black bodies. Because understand, if we cut up Biden, probably would have been like, okay, doing a protest with Gaza, Palestine. He ain't do nothing. But understand, Trump finna get him orders. Anybody cut up, take them out. Pretty much. Use force. And guess who they're going to ignite force on us? And it'll be black bodies dead in the streets so they can get their policies back. No, not going to do it. Don't care. I'm not going to be your sacrificial lamb. That's why we got to stay out of it. Make them fight. They lazy. They want us to fight and they watch. They want us to fight and they watch. I'm not doing that. We're not doing it. We're not their show monkeys anymore. We're not their no. So the protest has started, but let's see what the faces of the current protests look like. Half of us protesting Elon Musk, half of us I don't even like Teslas. Teslas are ugly to me. They cute on the inside, but I'm not a big fan of Tesla. So let's see what else going on. Hold on.
Tesla dealerships have become the location for protests in response to Elon Musk's Doge cuts. Musk is the richest person on Earth and also is the CEO of Tesla. Today, a nationwide event called Tesla Takedown reached Jacksonville as part of the Global Day of Action. Protesters lined the streets of the dealership on Atlantic Boulevard. Our Hajaba was there on your side speaking with protesters and joins us now with a closer look at why they chose to protest there today.
Now, Tesla takedown organizers say this movement is being fueled by anger and that Elon Musk downsizing the government is being felt right here in Jacksonville.
I think they know that we're angry, and this is both sides of the aisle. This is not a partisan issue.
Protesters took to the streets today to support the Tesla takedown campaign. Jacksonville is one of the many cities in the U.S. that participated in today's nationwide rally. Mason Burhan, who was a part of the Tesla takedown protest here in Jacksonville today, says Elon Musk worked to dismantle the government is the primary reason that made her come out and participate today.
It's horrific. I cannot believe that our government seems to be capitulating to this unelected billionaire. And so I'm just here to raise my voice to try and say, come on, let's wake up and snap out of it, America.
Now, according to the White House, Doge was established to modernize federal technology and software while maximizing governmental efficiency and productivity. Nancy Statz, who was one of the organizers of the protest, says she's calling on Congress to stop these Doge cuts from happening.
This is not a left and right. This is the right and wrong. You should not just go in and dismantle things that have been put in place by Congress. That's wrong.
Now, we did reach out to the White House in regards to this demonstration that took place today, and we're still waiting to hear back. In Jacksonville, Hajibal, First Coast News, on your side.
If every time you see an ad, you just wanna, you need to download Pi. It's a
Again, we are the fuel, family. Don't be the scapegoat. Don't be the scapegoat. Stay out this mess. Stay out of this. This is their problem. They created this monster. They created this system. They did this to themselves. What I praise the Most High about is he never allowed us to get comfortable with the policies that they've given us, because we never really had access to the policies. Most High never allowed us to get comfortable with it. Never allowed us to get comfortable. He never allowed us to get comfortable. So now, since they've taken it down, we're like, okay, so be it. So be it. I'm going to do one more video, y'all. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, before I close up today, I'm going to go and make a few changes to my schedule for Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and make sure and repost the new. But really what I'm going to do is take the current one that was supposed to be the date, change the date, change the thumbnail, and then put the other thumbnail on this one so it can be worded correctly. So people will know where to go, because again, that was my fault. Sorry. But yeah. Y'all, let's see what else going on. After this, let's see. See if there's one more thing I can talk about. And then after that, I am done for the day. When I tell you so many protests going on right now, it's ridiculous. I knew this was going to happen. Hold on. Another protest. So when did this happen? This happened. What's the date on this? This was 11 hours ago. It says ditching degrees. Columbia alum rip up diplomas in protest to talk with White House. Baby, what is ripping up your diploma? You still got it. This is stupid. Oh, God, this is stupid. It's not the paper that can count. I don't even know where my college diploma is. It is somewhere in my mother's house. What? You still have the... What? Whoo, that's stupid. Because you still got the degree. Rip it, burn it. Mine is packed in a box somewhere. Saints, I ain't seen my degree since, I've seen it one time. They mailed it to my mama's house and it's put in a box. She been meaning to put it in a frame. And I don't know where my degree is. Ripping your degree up, you still got the jobs. Boom. It doesn't matter. You still have the jobs. Y'all, hold on, y'all. Let me. I'm folding clothes, so I'm not showing my face. I want to show my face. You still got the 6-7 figure jobs. What is rip up them jobs? How about that? Bring more Black people into the jobs. How about that? Ripping your degree up means nothing to me. Change some things to make sure that it's equal opportunity in the workplace. That's what you need to do. But showing up, ripping up your degree for this pro-Hamas event, that is so stupid. I bet them jobs ain't ripped up. I bet you they still got them jobs. I bet you they still get them to go to work in the morning. Because that's what you go for. They get a better job. You ripping your degree up from Columbia, like that's a statement. Y'all, that made me mad right now. I'm finna play it. Saints. That's stupid, though. Hold on. There we go. That's the view I want. That's stupid.
Protests breaking out at Columbia University today, just after the Ivy League's interim president resigned over the funding fight with the Trump administration. CB Cotton is live at Columbia University with the latest. Hey, CB.
Hi, Nicole. Well, it costs anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 a year to attend Columbia University. But, despite that sort of investment, a group of graduates came here today to denounce their time at the elite school by ripping up their diplomas.
Recently, Columbia began revoking the degrees of student protesters. Well, you can have mine back whenever you want.
These protesters are upset over the ongoing negotiations between the White House and Columbia as the Ivy League tries to get back hundreds of millions in federal funding pulled by the Trump administration, which said Columbia failed to protect Jewish students during the ongoing protest over the Israel-Hamas war. Dr. Katrina Armstrong, who helped lead these negotiations, is now stepping down and returning back to her old job with the Ivy League. It comes after a series of reports about closed-door meetings where faculty were left concerned that Armstrong was presenting one message to the White House while internally downplaying the policy changes to colleagues. Armstrong, she tried to save face, calling those reports unequivocally false, but it appears it was not enough. And now Board of Trustees co-chair Claire Shipman has been named the acting interim president, and Columbia says she'll serve until the board completes its presidential search. She's a former TV journalist and co-author for several books on women's empowerment. Her husband is Jay Carney. You may remember he's the press secretary for former President Barack Obama. Now, the chaos for Columbia's leadership comes as Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia graduate and pro-Palestinian activist, remains behind bars in Louisiana. DHS says he led activities aligned with Hamas here at Columbia. His attorneys, though, deny that allegation. Back to you, Nicole.
Hey, CB, do we know what the Trump administration demands were that the university actually agreed to that kind of is starting or sparking these protests?
Yeah, Nicole, so the Trump administration wanted to see a new mask ban, new protest rules, and new security officers with the power to arrest or remove some of these student protesters. Columbia University agreed and made these concessions because what we saw during a lot of the protests last year is that some of these students, even outside agitators, would come on campus and they would hide behind these masks and commit acts of violence in some cases, especially towards property on campus, leaving students, Jewish students especially, very, very scared.
Hey, CB, let me ask you about the change. I know we read that there was a change in leadership over at Columbia, and the new interim president is someone that I think a lot of people who watch TV news in particular may be familiar with. What can you tell us about that change at the top?
Well, Claire Shipman, yes, she has been named the new interim president here at Columbia. And right now, negotiations are still going on between the Ivy League and the White House. So she will step up to help lead those negotiations now. And what we do know is that Federal Task Force to Combat Anti-Semitism released a statement just yesterday saying that they feel the Board of Trustees took the right step by naming her, especially when it came to light and media reports that the previous interim president, Katrina Armstrong, might have been presenting a different image privately about how she felt on these concessions.
CB, Lisa Booth here. Well, first of all, you've done such a great job covering all these protests. We saw some of the protests last year. They became violent. How do those compare to what you've seen this year?
Lisa, I would say the tone is definitely stepped down this year. And for all the criticism the Trump administration has taken about its crackdown on these protests, it appears it has worked in the sense of bringing the temperature down on campuses across the country, whether you agree or disagree with the crackdown. We are noticing that when protests do happen, especially here at Columbia University, the tone is it's been de-escalated and we're seeing less acts of violence.
Hey, CB, really quickly, I understand that some of the family members of the hostages held in Gaza are suing. What are they alleging?
So they are accusing some of the Palestinian groups of spreading Hamas propaganda.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, protests are popping up all over the place. They're doing stuff like destroying their degrees. They're destroying their degrees to prove a point. Y'all, something just came across my feed. It says, expert on civil wars around the world says the fight to save democracy must come. Oh my, this just came across my feed. I'm finna play it really quick. And I got to go. Y'all, I got some stuff I need to do. I've already updated the event for next week. So the new one is out there. Oh my goodness, this is interesting. So let's play this, and it just came out 15 minutes ago. Let me see. Go to YouTube real quick. Hold on, man. Okay, so let me play this really quick. So, ding, 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 ding. This is the thing right here. Talks of civil war. Fair use, fair use. Let me share my screen really quick.
Civil War. Talk of civil war used to be the stuff of history class or maybe speculative fiction, but today, scholars of history and political science now openly discuss the possibility of a new American Civil War. My next guest, Professor Barbara F. Walter, is an expert on civil wars around the world. She has spent years advising the CIA on the subject. In her work examining the seeds of civil war in distant lands, she started noticing some of those warning signs close to home right here in America, long before most others did. She's been sounding the threat since at least 2008, and her message today is that we should not ignore those warning signs, but also that we can take steps to lessen the threat. Now, before she joins us, let's take a minute to dig into her findings. Walter's research looked at which countries were most likely to experience political instability and political violence in the coming years. Her work identified two key factors as highly predictive, and America checks both boxes. The first is anocracy, a term for a weakened democracy that contains elements of autocracy. The second is whether citizens have organized politically around identity as opposed to ideology. That means they make political choices based on factors like race, ethnicity, or religion. Walter's research found that both of these predictive indicators have been rapidly emerging in the United States in recent years. She writes that Donald Trump embraced identity politics explicitly and with gusto. To quote her, she says, "No Republican president in the past 50 years has ever pursued such an openly racist platform or championed white evangelical Americans at the expense of everyone else." That's a quote from Barbara Walter. For a long time, Walter found it difficult to get people to take her warning seriously until January 6, 2021. That is when Americans started paying closer attention. On that day, Trump told his supporters to fight like hell, and they would follow through with armed, sharpened flagpoles and stun guns. Most were white, most were men, Walters writes. January 6th was the grim outcome of one of the most divisive elections in U.S. history, and yet somehow it feels as though an even bigger powder keg has been building ever since. Crucially, Walter urges us to rethink our assumptions about civil war, not just its possibility, but also what such a war might look like. This is disturbing stuff. She warns us that civil wars are not typically started by the groups most people expect, the poorest or the most marginalized. Instead, they are often ignited by groups that were once politically dominant, but are now in decline. Today, the U.S. is undergoing major demographic shifts, transitioning from a majority white Christian nation to a majority non-white population that's expected to happen by 2045. This shift means that those who no longer hold a majority of the vote could lose political power. According to Walter, a new American Civil War would likely be a war of insurgency fought by militias using guerrilla tactics, including terrorism. Those groups would avoid engaging directly with the military, instead targeting civilians, Black churches, synagogues, federal judges they deem hostile. America, she warns, cannot afford to keep putting off this possibility. A subset of the country's population has long enjoyed privileges and power, and they're not going to let go without a fight. Some of them are not going to let go without a fight, she says. In her book, How Civil Wars Start and How to Stop Them, Walter writes, quote, "No one wants to believe that their beloved democracy is in decline or headed toward war. The decay is often so incremental that people often fail to notice or understand it, even as they are experiencing it." If you were an analyst in a foreign country looking at events in America the same way you look at events in Ukraine or the Ivory Coast or Venezuela, you would go down a checklist assessing each of the conditions that make civil war likely. And what you would find is that the United States, a democracy founded more than 2 centuries ago, has entered very dangerous territory. The United States is an anocracy for the first time in more than 200 years. Let that sink in. We are no longer the world's oldest continuous democracy. The question for America moving forward is whether voters can be persuaded that their democracy works and is critical to their safety, and whether leaders will choose to reinstate its guardrails. That is a quote from Barbara Walter, who joins me now. Barbara F. Walter is a professor of international affairs at the University of California, San Diego. She's the author of the book, House.
Hold on 1 second. I want to show y'all a pattern real quick. Let me show y'all a pattern real quick. And this is what I noticed. It's a pattern of what they do. Last Civil War between the North and the South. The North was so adamant of releasing slaves. Chattel slavery needs to be illegal. They claimed that they were fighting for our liberty. No, they were fighting for financial dominance. They use us as the catalyst for the war. But let me let y'all see something else with this. They had the war. The South was making a ton of money. And up north, they were trying to start the industrial age. They was trying to get bring work up to the South. And they can't do free labor. So let's do this. We need these workers up here to help us build our economy, because the South was well built. The South was very wealthy because of chattel slavery. The North got jealous. The North said, let's do this. Let's go ahead and say that slavery is unconstitutional, and let's fight for the freedom of the slaves. And then with the freedom of the slaves, let's give them their 4 acres and a mule. Guess what happened? We got out of slavery. Not one single mule or acre was given to us. Then the slave owners was giving some form of restitution. And guess what happened? The labor migrated up north. But what really happened was we started also building our own communities. And they said, no, that ain't the plan. We want y'all in our communities, circulating your money. This ain't happen. You see the pattern? So this time, we're losing our rights, losing our money. Let's have a civil war. But we need the same bodies to be the catalyst to this. They want the same people to be the catalyst to this. Us. Let's take it a step further. Let's make them the problem at the end of it. Y'all see the game being played? Y'all see the game being played? Tell me if y'all understand the game being played right now. Please tell me if y'all understand the game being played. Because it's a game right now that they're playing on us. It's a real game. Let's ignite. Let's use the same bodies to ignite a civil war in the last civil war to ignite this one. Oh, they're taking Black rights away. We don't care. They're taking access away from Black people. We don't care. And in the back, they're saying civil war, civil war, civil war. Y'all got it? Got it? Cool. Let me keep playing this. We're the fuel till they fire. This protest, if we get in the middle of the street for the kickoff, April 5th will kick off something worse than January 6th. And guess what they're going to use as the fuel? Black bodies in the street, because those police officers are gonna go straight for niggas. Negroes. They coming straight for us. They coming straight for us if we get in the streets. And it'll be our blood in the middle of the streets. Our people's blood in the middle of the streets. Come on now, y'all. They think we stupid, right? They think we dumb. They think we idiots. They think we don't understand the game. Y'all done played in our face for so long. Y'all done played in our face so to the point, what else can you do? The catalyst. So let me keep playing it.
Civil wars start and how to stop them. I want to talk to you about both those things, how they start, but really specifically how to stop them, because we don't want to see this happen in this country. Your book was published in 2022. How have you observed how things have changed in America since then? Are you still as worried as you were when you wrote those words that we quoted?
I'm still as worried, but for slightly different reasons. It's been a really interesting path since 2022, or actually 2020. When I wrote that quote about America no longer being the longest continuous democracy, when we entered the anocracy zone, that was after Trump's first term. That was at the end. It was right after the 2020 election, when for the first time in American history, a sitting president refused to accept the results of an election and was actively trying to overturn them. That put America in the anocracy zone. Then we had January 6th, and everybody was wondering, okay, what's going to happen? And to my great happiness, Trump did leave office. We had a relatively peaceful transition, and we had a new administration in the White House that actually believed in the rule of law, believed in democracy, and America's democracy score rose. So we got out of this anocracy zone. Today, we're back in it. So, and we're back in it, and we're likely to drop further than we were at the end of 2020. And that's because the second Trump administration is now actively going after many of the pillars of democracy. It's not respecting the rule of law in many cases, especially in terms of due process. These students who've been taken off of the streets and who've been detained and who have been sent to detention camps, they have all the legal rights of Americans, and yet the Trump administration is not honoring that. So there's a whole series of things that this administration is doing that is weakening America's democracy further, and we are declining. We are back in this anocracy zone.
You talk about the anocracy zone and the democracy score rising or falling. Could you just explain where that comes from? That this is just not your opinion, that there are a group of analysts and national security analysts here and elsewhere that actually look at democracies and they rate them.
Yeah, so I wrote this book because I'd served for 5 years on a task force run by the U.S. government. It's called the Political Instability Task Force, and it's been around since 1994. The goal of the task force was to help our government, the U.S. government, predict what countries around the world were likely to experience political instability and violence within the next 2 years. So the task force was comprised of two types of people. Half of them were experts on conflict and violence like myself. We were scholars and academics, and half were data analysts. And when the data analysts put together their predictive model, they asked the experts to give them every possible factor, every hunch we might have about factors that might lead a country on the path to civil war. And we gave them things like whether a country was poor, whether it had lots of immigrants, whether it was ethnically and religiously mixed, everything that we possibly thought could matter. And there were 38 factors. And as you mentioned earlier, when the analysts came back with their model, they said only 2 were highly predictive. And we, the experts, were very surprised. They were not the 2 factors we thought would be important. We thought it would be important if you had a population that was really angry at the government because it was really poor, or if you had groups that were heavily discriminated against. Those would be the people who would organize and rebel. And it turns out they're not. They're not. It turns out, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it turns out that America was, to your surprise, had these predictive indicators. And people listening to this might be thinking, this can't possibly happen here. But one of the things that you've seen in your studies time after time, when it does happen in other countries, that people weren't expecting it. So
yes,
God forbid that something like this ever happens here. So what can we do to prevent something like this from happening? And you've noted that social media has accelerated the conditions in the United States. So what role does social media play, and what can be done to bring this sort of predictive possibility to tamp that down?
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at a brighter
Yeah.
future.
Michelle, I used to think and this is still true, the simplest and easy way to tamp this down, to reduce the risk of political violence here in this country, would be to regulate social media. It's such an accelerant in terms of accelerating Americans' distrust of democracy, therefore leading to the demise of democracy. It sows division within our country. It promotes sort of hate and anger. It gets people feeling as if they're threatened all the time, which makes them distrustful of each other. I no longer think that's the path forward. And that's because the 5 biggest tech companies in the world, all of which are in the United States, have resisted any sort of regulation in any way. They're not even willing to enforce their own content rules. So we're not going to get reform on social media anytime soon. I increasingly believe that the way forward has to come from the bottom up, that American citizens have to want and love and defend their democracy on their own. One of the things we also know from decades of really great scholarship is that protest and peaceful resistance works. Think about the civil rights movement. I mean, I think if you'd asked anybody, would African Americans, especially in the South, will they ever get full and equal rights of American citizens? Most people would have said no, but through patience and peaceful resistance and just pushing forward, they made enormous gains.
Pause. Keep us at this conversation, because we really, y'all didn't give us what we were owed. Y'all still owe us. No, keep us at this conversation. We don't even want to be a discussion point. They were supposed, they've made significant. No, we didn't. Quit playing the game. Y'all gave us these jobs, but we're not in the room of the decision makers. We're not truly in the room. Y'all didn't give us the 4 acres and a mule. Let's just go ahead and just go ahead and clear that up. That's American history. Incomplete promises. Where's my 4? Did anybody get their 4 acres and a mule? Did y'all have any of y'all ancestors get their reparations? Man, leave us at this. Y'all have been a walking disappointment. We're taking a seat on y'all protests, and they love African Americans. Keep us out of it. This y'all fight. We checked out. Checked out, honey. Come out of her, my people. And that's the mindset we have right now. Come out of her. Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people. That's the mindset we have now. That's the mindset. Come out of her, my people. And this is the come out of her. Come out of this system. No longer be tied to this system, fighting for this system. Because anybody fighting for this system, they're gonna be judged. They're gonna be judged. I'll fight for this. I'm out of it. We ain't in this. That ain't my business. How about that? Now all of a sudden, African Americans, here, let them fight. I don't care if it's a civil war. Do whatever y'all want to do. because we're over it. But understand, we ain't in it. But what we need to do is protect our communities. Let them fight, but let's protect our communities. In 15 minutes, y'all, I'm getting ready to go to the meeting with the Goshen Project, and that's the purpose of the Goshen Project, y'all. And in the meeting, ain't nobody really gave me their times that they want to meet. So I'm gonna go ahead and schedule the meetings in the meeting to say what's a good time. That's the purpose of it. So just in case all hell breaks loose, or not just in case, when it does, we're already collectively working together as a unit. Because that's BS. Come on now. Let's protect us.
And white Americans are going to have to do that today in order to save their democracy. And they made enormous no, but through patience and peaceful resistance and just pushing forward, they made enormous gains. And white Americans are going to have to do that today in order to save their democracy. So I think it has to be peaceful protests. And then the second thing, and we're seeing this now in real time, don't voluntarily comply with orders that are illegal. Don't help Donald Trump implement his agenda. Allow the rule of law to allow the process to work. Don't preemptively comply.
Sorry, y'all muted. Man, look. Leave us out of it. Leave us out of it. That's going to be the title of this. Leave us out of it. We're not including in your conversations anymore. Leave us out of this. Y'all created this storm. Y'all fix it. We're not in it. We did our work. And we didn't get nothing out of it. Dead promises. Didn't pay your restitution or reparations to us. Red light. Y'all still didn't do anything. So, hey, leave us out of this. This is going to be the new title of this video. I ain't in it. So, y'all, I got 15 more minutes. Let me put my glasses on. I can't see. We ain't got nothing to do with this. Y'all made this monster. Y'all created this system. Now this system is zombified now. Is eating its own people. That's your system, not mine. So rest, family. Chill. Enjoy yourself. Do your thing. That's pretty much it I got for today. Like I said, if you are interested in the event I got 2 things I'm promoting today. Let me share my screen once it comes up. A new tab. Let me put the new tab on here. It's still searching for it. We got 2 events that we are actively working on. We have the Wellness Woman's thing. Well, it's not really, it's on the Wellness Woman's page. Actually, it is the Goshen Project. So we're getting ready to go into our meeting in the next 15 minutes for the Goshen Meeting Project. So let me share the link. Anybody interested? Share. For the event, go ahead and sign up. Once you're signed up, come on. Okay, here we go. Events. Okay, so our next event is in the next 12 minutes. I'll share. If you've not signed up, please sign up for the Goshen Project. I'll drop the link in here. In 12 minutes, we get ready to go. We're not going to be long. We're going to do an hour and come on out. And then, we go from there. So sign up. Like I said, the event is in the next 12 minutes, our meeting. Our meetings are quick, straight to the point. I have my action items. We're moving forward. We don't complete our action items. We'll talk about it in the meeting, and we'll figure out how to move faster and find another way of doing it. So sign up, 12 minutes. I'm going to come off of here and go over there, and it's a live meeting where all of us, me, Sheila, and all of us will be, involved. So in 12 minutes, we get ready to go over there. And this is the meeting right here, view event. In 12 minutes, and it's 1 hour every Sunday. Next thing, for those who enjoy, and shout out, I don't want to say her name because she may not want her government name stated in the live. We're planning the event for, hold on, let me see, Israelite Justice Foundation. Let me see. Where is my Israelite Justice Foundation event? So, family, we have our next conference coming up. The conference is going to be June 27th until June 29th. It's going to be a 3-day event packed with things to do. Gonna make sure that we give you all your money's worth. That's my biggest thing when we're planning this. I try my best. Always a goal when we have events, I want the people to walk away saying, we had a good, it was well worth the money spent. I want people to always feel like whatever they paid for, when they walk away, they felt like they got exactly what they were supposed to get, plus some. So we have an event planned for June 27th until the 29th. The Savannah Conference. Let me share my screen. And shout out to Miss J. I ain't gonna say her full name. She may not want me to say her government name on live. Reason I'm saying that is, so here's the event. So Benaiah did this flyer. Benaiah is off the chain with flyers. So it's the Savannah Conference, restoring our history, restoring our rights, and restoring our freedom. And it's the gathering. And it's going to be in Savannah, Georgia. It's going to be hosted by us from June 27th until the 29th. And it's going to be a great event. So this is the weekly schedule. Friday. Shout out to Miss J. She gave me this idea. She said, we need to, one of the people that attended it said, we need to have, if you in here, if you fine with me saying your name, tell me. If not, don't say my government name. I know her government name, no. But she brought it to my attention. She said, why don't y'all do an event, a special event where we can do a meet and greet, play space, get to know each other. So by the time we get to the conference, people will be comfortable with each other. I said, you know what? That's cool. Where people, when you first come in, and this is included in the price, when you first come in, guess what? Everything, put it like this, whatever you pay for, it's covered. Only thing that's not covered in your fee is the tour. But let me get back into it. So let's have an event on Friday. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a meet and greet. You see those tables? We're going to do some spades. We're going to have some music playing. We're going to do some live events so people can get to see what's going on. So that Friday night, we're planning to have a meet and greet. Now, keep in mind, during the day, you'll be able to still go and do that Friday, go and do the tours. The tours will start Friday. So after you get done with your tours, if you decide to go on Friday and you're up for it, we're going to have an event from 6 until 12 where everybody can hang out and have fun and get to know each other, meet and greet, just have fun amongst each other. So that Friday night, we're going to do that. We'll have some refreshments. It won't be a full meal, but it'll be some refreshments there. Maybe some punch, a few things. We're gonna have music going. Me, Benaiah, Larvins, Pastor Kelly. Y'all know Hebrew Way, Apostle Carlos. Her and her husband will be there. The two Zakim, Saul and Bateman, they'll be there. Other people will be there as well. Well, we're just gonna have a big meet and greet where we can all kind of say hello to each other, meet each other. And because when you get to those other events, what I noticed when we had the event at when we have those other events, what happens is we'll be so involved in trying to get everything done, like the Sabbath. We got to make sure everybody have seats. That Saturday night, you know, some of y'all gonna be doing the tours, so people won't be interacting. Then we get to the actual conference, still working to get, you know, the conference event. So we really don't get that much time to interact with each other. We decided to do Friday a meet and greet where it's laid back. Everybody get to hang out. Everybody get to say hello. Everybody get to know each other. So again, that's a part of the event. It's going to be Friday on the 27th. That's the first event of the conference. The next event of the conference, like you said, is the 28th. That Saturday, we're going to have a beautiful. So have y'all ever heard of the churches with the pews that we've all been talking about for the 5 years that had Hebrew on the pews? Well, the plan is we're going to have a Shabbat service at the First African Baptist Church where the actual pews are, where the actual church is. I hope I'm saying it right. It may be in another area, but we're going to be at that facility. We're going to have a Shabbat service where you'll be able to see some of the tour, not all of it, but you'll be able to at least see the pews. So Pastor Kelly, and maybe Pastor Kelly, I think that's going to be the one who's going to do that Shabbat service as well. So we're going to have the Shabbat service that Saturday, and it's going to be a wonderful time. All of us are going to be there. And then after the Shabbat, everybody will have an opportunity to go do the tours again. So the tours will be the Savannah tour that is done through the church. And not through the church, it's another tour group we're working with where you'll be able to see the tour, go see the graveyard, go see everything, full event. That only costs $15. But with that being said, we got the Saturday event. Then we will have our main event, which will be our conference day. That's going to be full of things to do. We're going to have music, education, empowerment, fellowship. It'll be a bunch of things going on. We're having it at Thomas Annex Civil Rights. I need to ask him to change that, but it's at Thomas Annex Civil Rights building because he said they have just the Civil Rights Annex building. So it's called not Thomas Wright, but Thomas Annex building in Savannah, Georgia. We'll make sure and have all the address information on there so everybody can know where we're going. So that's the event. So the event is going to be 3 days full of things to do. It's not going to be boring. The date again is on June 27th until the 29th. This is again going through the African Israelite Justice Foundation. I'll drop the link in here. Oh, I'm about to give y'all to sign up. And the thing is, we got limited seats. So because we try not to get too many seats because we're still a young organization. So once we hit our max, no more tickets can be sold. And I think right now we're sitting at 300. I don't know yet, but that's the maximum amount. So go ahead and pay for your tickets. Go ahead and do what you got to do so that you can be able to get a seat. And what we'll do is we'll try to keep y'all posted on what that ticket count looks like. Maybe talk to Benaiah to say how many tickets are left so people can be aware. But yeah, this is going to be, like I said, an awesome event. It's going to be June 27th through the 29th. So the conference itself now, the conference is the general admission to the actual event and all the entire event. The $99 is for the whole weekend. So that's the general admission to the conference. That includes, the meet and greet, the Shabbat service, and the conference on Sunday. So it's for Friday. That $99 is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday events. So So it's $99 for adults and $35 for children, because we got to make sure we have enough, we got to feed everybody. Now, one thing that's included in the conference is we'll have refreshments at the Friday event. We're going to feed y'all, and we're going to have food at the conference. So the meet and greet, we'll have refreshments and drinks and punch and water. And at the conference itself, we will have food, the full meal. So the $99 is, it's an amazing deal. You're getting 3 conference events, and you're going to get fed once, and you're going to have snacks for the meet and greet. So that's the $99, and $35 is for kids. The tour itself is just $15. The tour is that's the tour that and we'll provide more details when it comes to the tour, where it is the full Savannah tour dealing with the pews, everything that Pastor Kelly and them been talking about. That's included in there. That's the tour. So it's just $15 for that. And the good thing is, the blessed part is, the tour and everything wasn't too high. So we were able, because the goal was to always make sure that the price is somewhat the same as the last event. And the last event, the price was about the same. The price was about $99 total. That included the tour and the conference. Now you're still paying the $99, but you got to look at it. You're getting more events. We're going to have meet and greet. We're going, we had the Shabbat last time, we had the conference. So we're adding more events to it. So we were able to kind of make sure that the tour wasn't too expensive. So the tour itself is $15 for the whole tour. So, and then you have, these are optional. If you want t-shirts, we only have 200 t-shirts, from small to extra large, 19, XXL and higher is $24.99. So sign up for your t-shirts. And if you want a t-shirt, that's included in your price. But if you don't, that's fine. You can, but we do probably want to have a day, possibly where all of us wear our t-shirts. Then we have the vendor ticket. So anybody that's a vendor, that's a vendor, you can pay $25, and we'll make sure you have a table set up so you can be able to sell your items. So it's an extra $25 for the vendor fee. So if you sell shea butters, if you sell candles, if you sell t-shirts, if you sell pendants, if you're interested in setting up a vendor booth, it'll be just a $25 fee for the vendor fee. And like I said, we'll make sure you have a table and everything you need. But you still have to buy a conference ticket. Sorry, you still got to buy a conference ticket, but if you want to set up a table, we'll still make sure you can attend all the events, have all the food you're supposed to have. But if you want a table, that's an extra $25. So, but again, so what we'll do is, like I said, we'll keep that out there. We'll keep it posted. Y'all keep us posted on how y'all feel. But like I said, we're excited about this event. We need to come together. This is going to be not just an event of just hanging out. This is going to be an event of prayer. I think we all need to come together as a community and pray and cry out to Abba Yah. With all the stuff that's going on. So understand that this is not just going to be a fun pact. It's going to be a spiritual pact as well. It's going to be, we just expecting that the Ruach is just going to be present at that time. If y'all were at the last event, we were just sitting at we were just doing a conference tour. And with that conference tour, guess what? The spirit got high. So we're going to keep y'all lifted for those who are having issues with the Social Security benefits and the VA benefits. Y'all keep us posted. We're going to keep y'all lifted. But like I said, y'all, if y'all are interested, let us know. And this is not going to be the last event. We have another event. If y'all willing, we're probably going to do something in Charleston again. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for y'all support. If you're interested, like I said, sign up. And those who can't make it, we'll have certain parts of it where we'll try to televise some of it. We'll try to go live Not all of it, because we don't want to, show the whole event. We want to make sure that the people who pay for it and be able to, be able to enjoy it. But we'll see if we can do, maybe do, televise the Shabbat service, maybe, depending on what that looks like. The conference itself, it won't be televised, but maybe, the Shabbat service, I would say, we'll go live with that. But everything else that's involved, it'll be just event, for those who are at the event itself. But we'll talk about that. But most likely, like we did last time, the only part that we televised for the event was just the Shabbat service, and that'll be like that Saturday. So we'll talk and discuss what parts and what aspects that we're going to televise. The whole event, we're not, like I said, but we'll see, if we can do at least some area or some of the Shabbat service where y'all can see the ministry, you could be involved in the ministry part. But the rest of it, like the Friday night event, the conference itself, it won't be televised. But like I said, we'll see if we can do the Shabbat service at least. But with that being said, y'all, thank y'all so much for supporting me. Y'all just bless me. I thank y'all for y'all coming in. Some of y'all that came in early, some of y'all came in later. Catch the video on the back end, because I'll make sure that the event is available. Not event, but the live is available. But like I said, y'all hang tight. Next week, April 5th, we'll do our thing. We're gonna watch all these folks act a fool in the middle of the street. We're gonna stay out of it. And that's it, y'all. I have enjoyed myself. I'm tired now. I ain't got sleepy again. I'm gonna go back. Well, no, I can't go to sleep because I got my meeting at 4:30. So y'all keep me lifted. Y'all keep me lifted. I keep y'all lifted as well. Much love, and see y'all later this week.
All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we're going deep. Love talk, Sister E. God's work, Sister E. Charity, Sister E. Let's talk with Sister E.